Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? We got another 5-minute deck tech, and this time it is Boros Aggro, and we're trying to get you set for standard before the next set, Lost Caverns of Ixalan, goes live. There's going to be a lot going on, but if you want the deck list, it'll be down in the description below, and I'll even have a playlist with all of these in there if you want to check them out. For now, though, let's go talk about this Boros Aggro deck. And before we get rolling, if you could do me a favor, please like the video. That helps other people see it and really helps out with YouTube. And if you'd be so kind to hit the subscribe button, that'll make sure you get to see all the other related videos that come out, and even the gameplay that goes with a lot of these over the first week or two of the set. Alright, so we're going to start with Lunarch Veteran. Kind of old school as far as standard goes, very simple, but we are going to be making a lot of creatures. And this is a type of card that, while it doesn't do a lot, it can help in the mono red matchup, especially if you're playing best of one. And if it dies, you do get another creature that comes into play flying, so that's actually not bad. So yeah, checks the box. Speaking of more creatures, we're going to be playing Recruitment Officer. This is going to help us find a lot of our creatures because most of them are going to be pretty cheap in this list. They're going to cost 3 or less. So this is the perfect card for a slot, and it is a 2/1 attacker. Then we get into Charming Scoundrel. This card's actually really cool just because of the options it gives us. You see this in a lot of lists already. But if we need the mana, we can go ahead and get the treasure. We can find extra cards if we need to. Or just make something else bigger that has more damage behind it. Raging Battle Mouse. This is one that I think a lot of people turn their nose up at initially, but we're finding out this card actually does make the cut in a few different lists. It's a decent attacker, it can pump something on the creature, and it makes other spells cheaper. So not a lot to complain about here for 2 mana. Resolute Reinforcements. This is a cool one. We know what it is. It's flash, put 2 creatures into play, boom. Not a lot to it, but I do like the fact that because it has flash, we don't have to commit to the board if we think a sweeper might be coming. Then during their instep, pump a couple more creatures out. Always a good thing. And Ixalan. If we're going to have a lot of creatures, why not, right? This card makes a lot of sense. Not a lot to really say here, other than it's vigilance and a big attacker that makes more bodies. Now, getting into some new cards here, this one's actually really cool. Anmal Thousandth Moon. It's a 3-mana 1/2, and then whenever you attack with 1 or more other non-gnome creatures, and honestly, we'll have a lot of those attacking, we get to put a +1/+1 counter on this creature, and then it produces that many gnomes, which is crazy for the number of +1/+1 counters on it. So the first time you attack, you get 1. The next time you attack, you get 2. Next time you attack, you get 3. But each turn, this card is also growing, which is kind of cool. So if there is a spot for this card, it's probably going to be here. Another card that we're finding lots of room for in a lot of decks right now in the early stages of this new standard is Sanguin Evangelist. This card's really good, y'all. It's 3 mana for a 2/1. It makes an additional bat creature. When it attacks, all your other creatures get +1/+0, which is exactly what this type of deck wants trying to go wide. But when it dies, it also makes an additional bat. So for 3 mana, even if you don't get to do anything with this and it dies, worst case scenario, you get 2 1/1 flyers, right? Or maybe you get a 1/1 flyer, you block something and get another 1/1 flyer. So this is actually just a really cool value all the way around on this card. It doesn't really matter about the creature types. It's just easy to cast. If there's a downside, it's that it's a 2/1 for 3. So easy to kill, but it does give you a lot of upside. There's going to be a couple of Werefox Bodyguard, another flash creature, of course. We can use this a couple different ways, though. Because it has flash, you can actually save your best creature. So let's say you've already built up an Anmal, for instance, that has 3 or 4 counters on it. You don't want to start that clock over, so you can actually save this. However, you're going to start the clock over anyway because you exile it. But you at least get to protect it and rebuild your board, which is actually super nice. Or you want to protect an Ixalan, could be really good. You can also just have it. If they remove something of theirs, if they try to kill it, you gain 2 life for the effort. So good all-around card that's probably not seeing enough play currently. Now these next 2, no surprise here with Knight Errant of Eos. You're going to have so many creatures, you definitely want to play this, and with all your stuff being cheap, you should be able to get 2 creatures off this almost all the time. And we're going to play Virtue of Loyalty because you get a flash creature, and you get to pump up all these other creatures that you're making. So both these cards make a lot of sense in this list. Shouldn't be surprised by these at all. As far as the lands go, we're not going to be doing anything crazy here. I think the only downside is I'm just debating on if this list should have the Restless Bivouac or not. It might be too slow coming into play tap because we want to play a lot of things on turn 1 and 2. So that's something we may just play 1 or 2 of those in the final list just to see. But otherwise, this should be all the cards you need to make this list work. Now again, as a reminder, if you want this deck list, it will be in the description below. Just look for the blue arrows. Also, please be so kind, like and subscribe. That helps out so much. 1, you'll make sure you get all the other videos coming out and all the gameplay videos that I'll be doing with these. And you'll be helping me out here on the channel. And if you want to get something sweet for yourself, check out this really nice shirt I got. It'll be linked as well. But check out this next video. Get ready for standard because things are going to change.